If you've ever had a fish tank, you know it's not easy to keep clean. So imagine what it must be like to keep the giant tanks at the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium clean. It takes local volunteer divers. Every weekend they suit up and they scrub up, and in doing so, they become part of the exhibit. OnQ's Chris Moore has the story.
This is just a nice way to get in and have some fun on the weekends.
If we had to spend all of our time in the tanks cleaning, we wouldn't be able to do other parts of our jobs that are equally as important.
I get to play with sharks.
These volunteers are getting ready to take the plunge into a large ocean tank at the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium. But they're not here to swim with the fishes. They're here to clean. They're part of the aquarium's volunteer dive program.
The dive program here at the Pittsburgh Zoo was established because we were trying to find a way to have people in the tanks more to keep them cleaner. We have very large tanks and very limited staff. So the only way that we could do that is by bringing on volunteers.
And how much air do you have?
Mike Nadler is the diving safety officer. Mike oversees the qualifications, training, and the safety of the aquarium staff and volunteers.
Here in this environment, for our safety issues, we have to do exactly the same thing as we would do in an open water situation. We personally have to do a personal check of the person, how they're mentally feeling, if they're fatigued, just as it's a good day to dive. And then finally, actually in the water, there's safety procedures that we need to follow. Buddy checks, making sure everyone's on the same page, dive plans.
Today, the volunteers scientific exhibit. They'll be cleaning the glass, maintaining the artificial rock and corals, and reporting any unusual animal behavior.
And some of the tools that they use when they get into the tank are normal scrub brushes that you might see in the store using to clean the kitchen or the bathroom. Just plastic handle scrub brushes that they'll use to scrub the algae and dirt and debris off of some of the corals and the rockwork that are in the tank. They'll also use suction cups, and the suction cups help them to stick to the acrylic so that when you're wiping the algae off the acrylic, you're not just pushing yourself off of it. You have kind of a counter, you can put counter pressure so that you can hold yourself up against it.
I hate cleaning, but this I just don't mind. I can scrub for 2 hours here and it goes like a minute.
Lois Keegan does not like housework, but she'll drive 2 hours from her home in Evansburg, Cambria County, just to clean the aquarium windows. Lois is a master diver and one of 4 volunteers diving today.
How much closer are you going to get to this diverse of fish life out in the ocean? You might get to see 1 or 2, but not this many.
For me, the fun part actually is the sharks. I love sharks. I know some people are a bit scared of them.
In this exhibit, there's a variety of fish: grouper, eel, wrasse, and several species of shark: bonehead sharks, black-tip reef sharks, and zebra sharks.
The zebra sharks, which are the bigger ones, are sort of like the Labrador puppies of the shark world. And they come up to us, they circle around us, they bump into us. They seem to like to be stroked, in fact, just like a Labrador dog would.
But are the divers in any danger?
For the most part, the answer to that question is no, but they must always be aware, because all of the animals that we house in our exhibits are wild animals. They have wild instincts.
I've had some of the sharks come up, and they're like big kittens in here. Sometimes they just rub up against you, and I've had one come up and lay right on my shoulder as I was cleaning the tanks.
The 2 zebra sharks in this tank are very approachable, and the one in particular I've spent a lot of time handling, and it's just very, very fascinating to interact with an animal like a shark in this way.
Do I have any friends in the tank? Well, I actually have the one little wrasse follows me around quite a bit. And the very first time I came and dove here, he took my earring out and bit my ear. And when I came out, I had 2 little slices on my ear.
Once the divers are in the tank, they too become an attraction.
Many, many kids come up, they're fascinated with the fact that, here's a human being that's in with all these very unique fish.
And people are always trying to talk to you, but you can't hear them, and they try to signal different things to you, and sometimes you understand them, sometimes you don't, but if nothing else, a wave, or again, you can stick out your tongue and make faces at them, and you know, they seem to enjoy that.
That's a strange experience, being inside looking out. You're so used to looking in.
For now, volunteer cleaners dive on Saturdays and Sundays, but the aquarium is looking to expand the program.
I'd love to have people in here every day and all of the main exhibits.
It's open to everyone who is a certified diver. There are certain recommendations or requirements that we need to go through. They get to come in and actually enjoy diving in a saltwater environment here in Pittsburgh.
That was a cool story. In between playful encounters with the sharks and the visitors, it usually takes divers about 2 hours to clean a tank. For more information about the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium and the Volunteer Dive Program, if you want to do it, log on to our website, WQED.org/OnQ. And before we go tonight, here's a quick look at what's happening tomorrow night on